Thanks for joining us. I'm Randall Bennett. Internet memes, those little things that become viral and you have to forward them to all your friends because they're so funny. There's actually a big business in marketing them. To talk about one of the most famous meme sites, we bring in the CEO of Pet Holdings Inc. His name is Ben He, and he runs I Can Haz Cheezburger, FailBlog, and a bunch of other properties that are along this meme genre. Ben, thanks for being with us.
No, my pleasure. Thank you.
So let's talk about this. I mean, I read an interview that you did with Time that said, you know, back in, I think it was 2007, that you'd purchased I Can Haz Cheezburger for $2 million. So obviously that this is something that you see as a valuable market. What motivated you to say, let's turn this into a real business from just cute cat pictures?
Well, at the end of the day, all it comes down to is entertainment and media. It's what people enjoy watching on television. That's the entertainment media. What people enjoy watching online is the same thing. So at the end of the day, it was a media property.
That's funny stuff. So this is, let's a little bit really quick for people who don't know what I Can Haz Cheezburger is. It's these LOLCat pictures you've seen everywhere with grammatically incorrect captions, this funny spelling. What initially drew you to the concept of LOLCats before you even thought about making a purchase?
Well, actually, I come across the site as just an individual, and the first time I saw it, I actually didn't get it, and I didn't really understand it. I didn't like it, and for one reason or another, I ended up on it again and again. By the third time, I saw something that I liked, and I thought it was really funny and clever at that point, and then that's when I got hooked.
So, what's your background? Like before you started buying, FailBlog and other things like this, did you work in internet media before?
No, I've always kind of grown up on the internet. When I was in college, we had broadband access with the few people that we did. So, I grew up kind of understanding how the internet worked. But my background was actually in journalism and working for startups.
Interesting stuff. So you just kind of decided to take on the CEO role because you saw an opportunity, or why make the jump from journalism into running these meme sites?
Sure. I was working for startups at the time, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that I could have a chance of being an entrepreneur again. So when I saw this site and I said, we could really turn this into something, I decided to make a run for running my own company.
So with this, this is like we said before, this isn't the only company or the only site you own. You also own FailBlog and these others. How do you kind of decide that this meme is worth investing in and this is worth something that's looking at? And how do you separate it as kind of like, oh, this is those crazy kids on 4chan, like I want to ignore them?
Well, those crazy kids at 4chan are quite clever. I mean, it is an incredible good breeding ground for creative new ideas. And the role we serve for some of the 4chan memes is that we can cross them over into the next level. And in fact, we draw our inspiration from all over the internet. We look at things that have been successful in the past, offline as well as online, and we look for things that can be consistently good. And that's really the bottom line. So
with FailBlog, the concept behind that is kind of funny pictures or movies or people who are doing these, weird things. How successful has that been for you since it's relatively recent?
It has been the fastest growing site we've ever seen.
So why do you think it's so, why do you think it's successful?
Well, I think there's an endless amount of material, and I think we can relate very easily to the idea of fail. It's kind of built into the nature of humanity.
So one of the criticisms you hear occasionally, we've heard it from people, I was just kind of doing some research for the story, and some of the people who are on 4chan say, you're monetizing stuff that we create. And how do you kind of respond to that criticism that people, inevitably are going to have about, memes and things like that?
Sure. I think it's part of internet culture. I think 4chan is a great place. I actually know Moot personally, and we've discussed this as well. And I think a lot of people kind of wish that they had done it as well. Also, this is, I think, a natural progression of an idea. An idea itself wants to be free. And we're not the only ones doing it. In fact, we weren't the first LOLCat site, and we'd like to continue to bring memes and cross them over into mainstream culture.
Interesting stuff. Well, Ben, we have to leave there because we're out of time. Again, it's Ben He from Pet Holdings. What's your? Do you guys have like a master site where people can see all the different memes you guys have?
No, but you can go to any one of our sites, and there's a blue bar across the top of the page that they can click on.
So there's FailBlog, there's I Can Haz Cheezburger, and a ton of other ones. Thanks for being on the show, Ben. I'm Randall Bennett. We'll see you next time. We're on TechVi's on iTunes. We're on YouTube. Maybe we can even convince Ben to make a site for us. We'll see. See you later.
Thanks, Randall.